We're
Yeah.
live.
We're back. We're live. Started about 27 minutes late. Had technical difficulties, but
Shout out our boy Jordan.
yeah, you guys should August Die on Instagram.
He's a great producer.
Yeah,
He'll
help
log
you.
on and do things for free.
Zero complaints whatsoever. All right, let's get right.
Movie night. Movie night. Movie night. Ain't no doubt we about to watch one. Movie night. Turn it on. Gotta get it started. Let's watch a movie tonight. 'Cause movie nights are always the best of times. Got to keep on watching. Keep on watching. Got to keep on watching. Keep on watching. Got to keep on watching, and that we do, folks.
That we do. This one was sad.
Yeah.
Did you cry?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't cry. Like, there was not a tear that fell out of my eye, but it was just wilting up about 2 or 3 times
Oh,
during
yeah.
this movie.
And I actually think it was sadder. The end didn't really get me.
The end didn't get me as bad as I thought it would.
No. I didn't think, could have ended sadder.
All right,
Like
so we watched.
but not like not sadder, but like so happy that you're like, oh.
I thought guarantee one of them was going to be like, when they were driving away, one of them was going to get
Shot,
shot.
at
One of the
least.
adults.
But this is based on a true story, so
So I'm
you
glad
can't
it
just
didn't
make
happen.
stuff up
Yeah.
to fit your narrative.
The problem with this, I wanted to see more of the characters that were involved in this movie. I love when it's based off a true story, and then like, Remember the Giants. I feel like they do it or something. Where
What
it's
about
like
him?
Bucky or like Sandlot. They're like,
You ever think you remember the Titans?
I said Sandlot too. You know, at the end of Sandlot when they freeze frame on the kid, and then they're like, he grew up to be an engineer.
Well,
He's doing
Sandlot's
really
made
good.
up.
Yeah, but just I like those. This one's true, and they could have told more about like the other 2 guys that helped save the girls. Maybe like the girl who got saved.
Yeah,
maybe
where
she
she-
like went and started doing like
What year was
inspirational
this?
talks. I don't know.
She
I
probably
bet she's like
is-
40.
No, this is early 2000s.
How do you think his kids are? He had like 82 kids.
I feel like his oldest kid's probably like in his 20s. I mean, we watched Sound of
What?
Freedom. We haven't even talked
I
about it.
think I said that.
No, I don't think so.
I think I did.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
Sound of Freedom. It was good.
It was good.
Better than I thought it would be. Yeah.
All right.
Hold on, I was in between numbers.
I'm in between 2, but I'm going to go for the higher.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 8.6.
Hey! Between 8.4 and 8.6.
Wow, good. I put mine, when I left, I put it at 8.5, and then I was like, man, that could be as good as an 8.8. And I'll tell you this. The movie itself,
It deserves to have a high rating.
it deserves to have a
It
high
doesn't
rating.
deserve
It's
nines.
not like a great movie. I was entertained the whole time, but I'm saying like it's not like obviously they had a low budget.
I'll never watch it again.
I'll watch it again because I think I'd like Tay to see it. I think she'd like it.
Yeah, I mean, nothing against this movie. I just don't want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Everybody who hasn't seen it should go see it. They showed this whole QR code at the beginning. It didn't really get around, but the whole thing was like, go to angel.com/freedom or something like that, and you could get a free ticket.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it's worth
It says
seeing.
you should go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
I gave a whole spiel about that. Shout out my boy Bone.
Count 'em on
He told me to
Cristo.
go watch it in theaters.
Oh, really?
He said, you guys see this one in theaters.
Yeah,
dog."
and he said, you guys got to do your part. It's out of our hands now. It's in your hands. And he pointed at me and John, knowing that we had a movie podcast. And
Yeah.
I said, you know what?
So
You're
I
right.
didn't click the link or anything because I knew I was going to tell 20 people about it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. I wasn't paying for anybody's ticket.
8.6. Man, I love this movie. I'll tell you what.
But even
Mainly
if I
for what
knew
it
the-
stands for, you know?
Huh?
Like, I love this movie because just of, it's
Oh,
so
it pissed
anti
you. I was
everything
like,
else.
I think I was like angry wilting up. Like I was like,
Oh, man.
I was
pissed.
eyebrows down,
yeah.
wilting, crying.
And
I was
then
like, dude, this is
You
ridiculous.
can't, if you have kids, don't spend any time thinking, oh, man, what if that was my kid?
It'll ruin you.
That'll ruin you.
Yeah, I was like, man, John has a daughter.
Yeah, you think about that for even a split second, and then you'll be like, man, I'm glad I live in Noonan, Georgia,
Yeah, true.
and not Columbia.
Yeah, true, man. That Giselle,
Bitch, is that
what?
the?
Yeah.
Oh my God, she pissed me off.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
glad
she
we
was
saw her
so-
real face too.
Oh, yeah.
I would have liked to be like, every 4 members of the cartel that was kidnapping their kids got brutally murdered in the worst way possible in the prison.
Yeah,
I would have liked to see that at the end.
Yeah,
You know, because
I
it only
think-
shows him, his family, and like how many people he saved. I mean,
these
it's great.
freaks deserve the worst
To be under the
punishment
prison.
you can get. You're like,
Yeah, send
I
him to
think
Guantanamo Bay.
they should cut off their weens and then hang them. I mean, whatever the worst.
I think they're getting raped in prison.
Oh, they for sure are. Even the
Yeah.
prisoners hate these guys.
Yeah, I wonder if they just beat the hell out of them or if they rape them too.
I'm not touching that guy.
I think they do, but it's not because they want to. It's because payback is a bitch.
Yeah. These guys are freaks. And that Giselle lady. So it opens up, movie starts, and does it start in
Oh,
Colombia?
should we do plot summary first before we get into
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. I'll go first.
All right.
Tim Ballard, who we come to know as Timoteo, has spent his career chasing pedo creep freaks and locking them away. His most recent case gets to him a little more than usual, and he cannot get it out of his head. He convinces his boss to allow him to find one of the missing children. Timoteo is able to find Miguel Aguilar and return him to his father. Miguel informs Timoteo about his sister, who has also been kidnapped, and just like Pokemon, once you catch one trafficked kid, you gotta catch 'em all. Tim then dedicates his life to finding Miguel's sister, Rosia. He will do whatever it takes, from leaving his family, engaging in dangerous heists, quitting his job, and traveling to the cartel's cocaine kingdom and the Colombian mountains in order to get this little girl back to her papa and hermano.
Hermano. You said hermano?
Hermano.
Hermano.
Brother.
You were saying brother.
Yeah.
I heard hermano.
Well, it's hermano as well.
Okay.
It's her brother.
Whichever one you said. All right, here's mine. Here I go. Sound of Freedom is a gripping true story drama that follows the incredible journey of Tim Ballard, a former government agent who leaves his prestigious job to start a nonprofit organization called Operation Underground Railroad. With a team of skilled individuals, they embark on perilous missions across the world, facing dangerous criminals and risking everything to rescue innocent children from the clutches of human traffickers. Filled with heart-wrenching moments, unwavering determination, and the power of hope, Sound of Freedom is a powerful portrayal of heroism in the fight of justice in the face of unimaginable
Do you have something you want to tell the class? Ed, say it out loud.
ChatGPT.
I knew it.
I knew you knew. I started reading the sentences because I didn't read it really.
I was like, how did you know he started this organization?
Yeah, that's what
And I could tell by your smile.
Operation Underground Railroad. Yeah,
That's
it's
a great
funny, like,
name.
there was this really sad scene where this kid was kidnapped and he like gets rescued by Timoteo and they're sitting at a burger shop and the kid's like, he's like, how old are you? About 7? And the kid's like, what month is it? Is it past April? And he's like, it's July 12th. And then like, that's my birthday. So I lean over to John and I knuckle touch him. And then I start thinking, man, that is not what you want to be doing during this movie. Like, just dapping up. There's only like 6 people in the movie.
Hey,
And
but I mean, on a Tuesday night, like
I
this
mean,
thing's about to
impressive.
go out of theaters.
I bet there was less people in another movie.
Oh, for sure.
Like there was that race car one where they went to video game drivers to become professional.
Is that a real story?
Yeah. No,
That's
I don't
kinda
know. I
beast,
don't know.
too.
Oh, if it was real story.
Imagine if they were like, Zach, you're so good at COD, we want to send you to Iraq.
Man, I'll tell you what. That's like, I'll be safe from that.
Yeah.
I feel like the people that are best at COD would be the worst in war.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I can picture them, and they do
They're
not
not
look like they
looking
would. They do not look like they would fare well.
Yeah. The worse you are at COD, the better you are in war.
So the movie starts, and this lady.
We're in Colombia.
Is it Colombia at the beginning?
They might have taken them to Colombia. It's somewhere else, maybe.
Oh, they're in Honduras,
Okay.
which is crazy because I went to Honduras in 6th grade.
Nobody tried to take you?
I was right for the taking. I was actually thinking about it. I was
Hey,
like, man.
kid, you want to be a star?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
didn't you get asked to be like a baby Gap model?
something like that.
Yeah.
I was handsome.
Yeah.
So
Even as a baby,
they're in Honduras,
you would have
and
been gone.
this lady like sees this girl, and she's like, "Oh, do you want to be like a model?"
She's like, "Oh, you have a lovely voice. I was hearing you in the market. Do you
Uh,
want to be a model?"
yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, of course." She's like, "All right, we'll tell your dad. And, you should convince him to come to this like training."
And then her little brother walks in
Ugh.
and doesn't even show her any talent. That's when I would have been iffy as a father. Because she just looks at, like, Miguel, I think his name is, and she's like, you should come too.
Yeah.
You might be a star.
It's,
And then it gets weird.
and you already know what's happening because you know what the movie's about, and you're like, "Oh my god, this
Don't
lady
do
is
it, Dad."
so douche."
And then she's like, no, you can't. Like, they go to this sketch hotel room. They won't let the parents in there. So she's like, come back at 7. I wouldn't have left that place. I don't know what time it was at.
Where were all the other parents?
Yeah, true.
Also, where were all the other parents when he came back?
True.
You know, like,
Why was anyone not looking for their other kids?
yeah.
What was weird, when she showed her the pamphlet at the beginning, I was like, I swear that kid is in that room with her. They were already pamphleted, but it doesn't make any sense.
It almost does make sense because where were the parents? So if they had already taken those kids.
Yeah, but were they kidnapped? Because then the kids would have been like,
don't come along here.
no, because they were all tight. They would have definitely been like, this is not a talent show.
Yeah, it's
And then
super
they get
freaky.
real-
They're taking their pictures, and you know they're using them for like their online profile, and they all think that they're like
Becoming child
models,
actors or something. Who
yeah,
knows?
it's frigged.
It's gross. And they really zone in on Lucia. She's getting douched the whole entire time.
Which one's that?
Or Lucia, the oldest sister.
Rosia.
Rosia. She's getting douched.
Yeah.
One dude punches her in the face. Then she's going from just place to place. Then she goes to like the worst place, like if you picture a video game or where El Chapo lived.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terrible.
Okay, so I actually have something about this, kind of like a game.
What?
Okay, but I'm just talking about like that place was so sketch.
Okay.
Actually, no, we'll get to it later.
No, you got to now.
No, because he's gonna go there later, and that's when I want to talk
Okay,
about.
fine.
Okay, so yeah, they're like pick him up at 7 p.m. The guy leaves, and he comes back, and they're gone, and so he's lost both of his kids, and I guess he already lost his wife.
That dude had a tough run at it.
Yeah. So then there's this freak. He's got like, I mean, if you saw him, you would know he was a creep. The guy they catch at the beginning.
That's funny because I was picturing that creepy dude from the
Lovely
last
Bones.
Perfect Blue, the movie we just watched.
Oh yeah.
That freak. He's like that, but human form.
Yeah, this guy looks more like the guy from Lovely Bones, that one where the guy kidnaps that girl.
Yeah. But that's a pretty well-known actor.
Yeah, what's his name?
But he's not a cartoon.
What list would he be on?
What list?
Like A list, B list? The guy you're talking about.
B. We don't
Yeah,
know
it's
his
got to be
name.
B. Don't know his name.
Yeah, B or C.
Taylor knows his name. His something Tucci, because she's all like, oh,
He's
a
the
great
guy
actor.
from Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, he looks kind of like him.
You know what? There was 2 guys in this. Like, most of the other guys are like Hispanic and they're like more like cartel, but they are like also like trafficking kids. Really bad dudes. But the 2 guys that like, I would never take that as an actor.
No. If I saw a couple of those creeps, I would hate that black
Guy.
lady. The lady at the beginning.
her
I'd
and
hate
the
her.
2 white dudes at the beginning just for this movie.
Yeah. And oh yeah, the big fat
The
one.
dude who was at like they do a drop and they rendezvous at like a playground in the mall, and you're like, these guys just
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to pretend to be those dudes.
no. I'd be like, I don't want to do this. They'd be
Yeah.
like, here, we'll give you $15,000, and I'm like, yeah.
No thanks.
I really don't want to ruin my reputation.
Yeah. The one guy probably looks a lot different, but the fat guy you would recognize, and because the other guy is not wearing glasses and a
Oh, yeah,
mustache
you'd
and a
have to,
creep
like-
haircut, I would probably dye my hair, maybe go bald.
You'd have to have an identity change after this,
Yeah.
for at least a little bit. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like worldly news. It wasn't a world because everybody was trying to shut it up. Apparently, this movie had been done filming for 5 years. I didn't know that fact.
Yeah, that was nuts. But this movie made more money than
155 million when I checked.
it made more than the Tom Cruise movie, Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible got screwed because that's one of those
Barbie
like, Fast and
and-
Furious ones. So if you're gonna go to the movies, it's like Barbie, Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible. Those are kind of in like running sorta.
Yeah.
But this one was kind of like on its own, and it had its own like pissed off group of people.
This
that,
probably
like,
had
we got
people
to
who
go to
hadn't
this
been in
movie.
the movies in
True.
like
Like, you
20
saw-
years.
I mean, hell, the other 4 people in this movie had 60 years on us.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
they
like
were
a
old.
bunch of 80-year-olds,
Yeah.
and they were out at 6:45.
They were sitting on the front row because they didn't want to go up any of those
Yeah,
steps.
true. I mean, like, this was like a dedicated group of people that just want to stop the cause.
Yeah, I mean, this movie like made whatever you're saying. And I'm assuming they give a bunch of
155.
a bunch of the money away.
Why they need to like? I like that production because a bunch of the previews were about this. They need to keep the money, raise production, keep the same values, and then just keep pushing out.
I'm
movies
assuming
like
they're
this.
going to keep some, but I bet they gave like at least like 20% or something.
Yeah,
I mean, they made 181 million
181. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I mean that's great.
with
I
a
don't even know, like-
$14.5 million budget.
Does that mean they made 188 net?
They probably netted about 165.
Hell yeah.
And
That's
let me,
like, I mean, most of the movies Netflix drops now lose tons, but they're just like filling a quota or something. I don't know what they're
if
doing.
this is the most recent Mission Impossible, let me look at it really quick. Okay, they grossed 168, and their budget was 291, so they lost money.
Yeah. Idiots.
Yeah, but let's see. Okay, and Barbie just is one of the new movies.
Barbie's big, though.
Yeah, it made $1 billion, but
Oh,
they probably
so
had a huge budget,
Probably like 300 mil.
100 million.
Yeah. 300
So they
mil would be a
made 10
crazy
times. So
movie.
they did really good.
Yeah. I mean, impressive. You said they only spent 14 mil?
Yeah.
Do you think they actually went to like these like locations?
So
Actually.
really, they made more than 10 times, and Barbie made right at 10 times. So they even did
are
Bed Barbie.
equivalent to Barbie
Yeah.
if you really do the math.
Yeah, and Oppenheimer probably didn't do near that.
So they obviously probably went to like all of these locations, right? Or at least like locations that could be played off as these locations.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Colombia, Honduras.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet trip. I mean, getting all those people there alone, probably a lot of money.
Yeah.
So do you think that like all the people that we saw in the streets were just like, it was kind of just like
Mostly non-actors.
announcements? Like, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to film
a
this.
movie.
Please don't look at the camera if you want to be in the movie. If you look at the camera, we'll probably have to like ask you to leave. But
Yeah.
if you don't want to be in the movie, just get out of this little square.
They probably did stuff like
I
that.
bet that's how it worked.
Yeah.
I would be like, hell yeah.
$14 million. Do you think that, so some actors and actresses, like a good movie, I think they make like $20 million on.
Yeah.
Like Margot Robbie, she probably made like 20 million,
I bet
30
she made
million.
like 8.
Only 8?
I think if there's a Barbie 2, she's looking at about 20 million. But like Robert Downey Jr. didn't make 20 million until like
Do you think Ryan Gosling made more
Avengers.
money than Margot Robbie
for
in Barbie?
I think they're smart enough not to do that.
Yeah, they
It'd be like the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. That would be hilarious to find out.
A movie all about like empowering women, and then it's like he made 2 million more.
Yeah. That would be
75% Margot, sorry. Are you looking up how much she got?
No, I can't look that up fast enough. I need a guy in the chair.
Yeah, true. But anyways, keep hitting the movie.
So what were you saying about the
12.5.
production? He made 12.5 or she did?
She did. Production.
The Angel Productions or whatever it was called.
Yeah, they had all the previews prior to this movie were all that too, and there were some. You said like, I don't want to watch that one. That looks way too sad.
Yeah. The
and then there was
cancer one.
another dude who was
Oof.
like jumping through dimensions to save his lady or get back to the dimension with his lady. They're not super good. It's not like something you would remember. I don't even remember the cancer one now.
The lady was like, she must have had some money or something, and then she felt like she was doing nothing with her life. And then there was this girl who had cancer, a little girl, and a dad with, I think their mom's dad. And then she was
And
like
it's,
dedicating her life to
that
getting.
castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Funny to see him in that.
Yeah, it's weird when you see people later and you're like, damn, that dude's getting pretty old.
Yeah, and
Looked like he was,
also
like 45.
turned your life around because Thad Castle was a bad man.
I mean he's lucky he didn't get like put in that like there's people that just like you look at him and you're like, okay, well you're gonna be funny for the rest of your life.
well, he was in an episode of New Girl with the micro penis.
Yeah, I remember that, and he was in some DC shows.
He also just had his own show like on Amazon. I think he's kind of doing it big right now.
Oh yeah. He's like he has like a Jack Reacher type of spiel.
I think he kind of made it.
Yeah, I mean I don't know his name. I think B or C. That
And-
Castle though that pushes him to B.
What was the girl's name that is in that movie? She's the same girl the girl in the movie that we're talking about, the cancer one.
Yeah.
She's the girl, I'm pretty sure, who they talk about. Is she hot or not in The Office? Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank. That was Hilary Swank?
That was Hilary
She
Swank.
didn't look like a horse. That was the whole thing.
They said she looked like a horse? Is that what you said?
I think someone said that. If not, that was a terrible thing to say. I said she didn't look like a horse, so I'm in the clear. I'm pretty sure someone in that little debate they had, I haven't seen The Office since Peacock tried to go, and Peacock's like, hey, we got this new show. And I'm like, oh, I'm like watching a preview, and I see like this show, and I'm like, you know what? That looks pretty damn good. I might watch that. And then it's like brought to you by Peacock, and I'm like, I will never watch that.
Maybe this is what we should do. We're already mad at Netflix. Maybe we douche
Oh.
Netflix, change it to Peacock. Take a little break. Man.
No, we can't yet.
Why?
One Piece live action just dropped.
It just dropped?
It's dropping like tomorrow.
Oh, we have to come up with next month's schedule anyway.
Yeah, and plus, I've been writing down movies for like, I've been writing down movies for next month, so
Yeah.
we can talk about that. But yeah, this movie isn't funny. There's
No.
nothing funny about it. There's no jokes to be made. I mean, we should
It's
just.
mostly just sad. It's a good movie though. Like I was thinking, I'm going to watch this movie because I want to support a movie like
We
this.
went on a Tuesday.
Yeah, we went on.
If it was any other movie besides this, I'd have been like, yo, let's cancel this, do a Just Jousting, talk for an hour, and then let's forget about this Tuesday movie.
Yeah.
Because that's psycho shit.
Yeah.
And I don't, especially after work, like John texted me and was like,
Movie at 6:25.
and I'm like, what's going on? I was so confused. And I was like, oh, shoot, it's still in theaters. I was hoping I could stream it on something. But it's cool.
Glad we got to go support.
Yeah.
But that's why I went to see it because I was like, oh, all they make is lib LGBTQ plus movies these days, and now they're making this freedom movie,
was 5
and
years
so
ago.
I wanted to see it. Well,
Yeah.
they dropped it. Anyway, so that's why I wanted to go see it. I was kind of assuming it was going to be like a maybe make a 7, but the movie has you entertained
It's entertaining. It's great story, and like you're on your edge of your seat.
that
like,
guy
rooting for
is
these
so
kids the whole
damn
time.
beast.
He's so beast.
What was up
He's
with
like John Wick, like Keanu Reeves level beast.
Yeah, I mean he's sick.
Count of Monte Cristo.
He didn't kill a lot of Jokers, but the thing he did at the end.
Choked out Scorp.
Oh yeah. I mean he only killed one guy.
Yeah,
And
I
he-
had to do it.
He didn't shoot anyone.
I wish he would have stabbed him. He just choked him out. I was like, he's gonna yell.
Yeah.
That was what I was most scared about because they do this little brawl. If I was Scorpion, I would have been like, help,
Yeah.
and then it's over.
And I'll tell you what about Scorpion. It's a shame he didn't pursue a music career.
Dude, they were sitting around the bonfire, and all 5 of those guys, I'm like,
Dude, he was shredding the guitar. I was like, damn, this song kind of hits. It's a
what are you
shame that he's
doing,
such a piece of
Scorpion? I was
shit.
thinking the same thing.
Like, Scorp.
Oh, and they did this little Jeffrey Epstein Island heist.
Yeah, that was great.
So let's just do all the kids they saved really quickly. First kid they save is a kid named Miguel. He goes, and it's super sad because this fat white piece of shit's trying to get him over the border, and Miguel's in the back. And this one might have made me tear up a little bit because he's like, "Como se llama?" And
Yeah.
he's like, "Teddy bear." And then he's like, "No, what's your real name?" And then like they both got sad. That was sad. And then he's like on a mission because this kid gives him a necklace that says Timoteo.
What are the chances?
I know. And
That
his
was
name is
beast. I
Timothy.
wonder if that part was real.
I was wondering that. Yeah,
Because that part's sick. If
I
true,
absolutely hope so.
he needed the Timoteo necklace at the end, though.
I would have liked him to keep it. The ending could have been different.
Yeah.
I didn't like her. I mean, it started the same, and she's joyful, and she's beating on her drum.
I thought no way she was going to beat on that drum.
I know. She should have just I don't know.
I thought she was going to be upset, but you
sad.
don't want to see her sad.
Yeah, true.
You don't want to be like, oh, she's still sad.
I just wanted to. I mean, it was great, super sad, but I don't know
The ending could have made you more heartfelt and
Okay.
and got more sad.
Yeah, maybe they had a better
Rekindling.
father-daughter rekindling. Big cry in the
You know
hospital.
what I think the problem was with the ending is there was no hugging Timoteo. You know, they
in the
and
hospital.
I thought she was gonna be like Timoteo.
Thank you.
Yeah,
well,
thank
Miguel
you.
does it
Give him the necklace.
because Miguel's like, you gotta save my sister. Take this necklace.
Now I know you can't make stuff up, so hopefully the necklace was at least real because
Oh,
that part
gosh.
was sick.
It went from Ruiza to
Ruicia?
Miguel. Ruicia.
Something like that.
To Miguel. To Timoteo. Back to Ruicia.
Mm-hmm.
What a journey. And
Yeah.
it traveled thousands of miles. through sex rings and islands and everything else.
The island scene was sick. So
It was almost sick. I mean, there's never it's not an R-rated movie. Like I didn't even hear like a lot of cussing in this movie.
yeah, I think he said shit one time and it was funny
Yeah.
because he finally finds her and he's like, shit.
Oh yeah.
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 And
yeah.
then they made like one joke.
I remember laughing at something, but I think it was like just someone got like knocked out or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Um.
Island scene.
Oh yeah, the island scene's sick. So he basically convinces his boss to let him go find a guy because he caught that creep and it gets to him a little more than it has in the past. He's like, this job's been weighing on me. His partner was like, man, how many people have you saved? And he's like, well, we don't know where the kids are,
I
so
don't save them.
we just put creeps away.
Yeah.
Anyways, he convinces his boss to let him do that. So he convinces the creep that he too is a creep.
Yeah.
And then the creep sets him
You
up.
can see in the guy's eyes the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it was like I'm smiling, but there is like so much
I hate
disdain in my
Yeah.
eyes. And
Yeah.
then like he's like fake laughing.
So he sets him up and he tells him about he's gonna get Teddy Bear, Miguel,
Yeah.
from the fat guy.
Then
And
they
so the
say
fat
Miguel.
guy's
Miguel goes, "Yo, you gotta save my sister." Then that's all I can think about. His wife's like, "You gotta save this girl,"
uh-huh.
and then they ship off to Colombia and start this little sex hotel.
Yeah, so their idea is to get with these traffickers and they get this billionaire guy in on it, which without him the whole thing's a bust.
Yeah.
Because they get this billionaire who likes to play cop and they're like, hey, if you like purchase this island, we set up like this hotel that's like members only and you got to be on the island, then we can get a bunch of these kids saved. So they talk to that girl who's douche and then that one like little tiny Hispanic guy with crazy eyes and always smiling
like
really big
mascara or something on.
Yeah.
He looked nuts, and he was really, I was like doing the math because like there was like 5 people there, and like obviously like some people get better cuts than other people, but he was like, give us these 50 kids, and you get $100,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like I would want more money than that. Obviously, this isn't a career choice I'm gonna go into,
Yeah.
but like I mean that's $20,000 a kid.
Yeah, but they gave like 7 people $100,000.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You get like $10,000 to traffic like 50 times.
Whoa,
or,
I
like,
thought they all gave them $100,000 each.
nah, you think?
Well, he told the girl that she was getting $100,000. He told the other kid he was the other weird guy.
Well,
That's what I
they,
thought.
Like, handed him a stack of money. I don't think $100,000 is like one band. I bet that guy got like 10,000.
Okay, maybe they got
I
$100,000
think
total.
not worth it.
Yeah, not to sell your soul to the devil.
I know. And then like you're trafficking like 5 times the amount of kids to this weird island.
So yeah, they get all these bad people, and they're like, meet us on the island with 50 kids, and they bring a bunch of the kids. I was thinking, when he like stops that guy from getting with that little boy,
Yeah.
and he like gets the gun to his head.
Yeah.
I know like you can't let things happen like that, but like
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
it's like you could save a lot more if you were douche.
Yeah.
It's such a hard job.
Yeah,
Because if you can't let something like that happen, but at the same time, if you did, you could.
If it was like going on, like you hear about it and it makes you mad. If it was going on 50
Right in
feet
front of your
and
face,
like behind a bush, you would be like, "This
No,
isn't going on."
You can't do
No.
that, Chief.
So he was like, he tried to take this little like 8-year-old boy away from this just nasty SOB, and he's like, "No, this kid's mine." And he's like, "Pick another one." And then he gets a gun to his head, and then they're like, "Yo, everyone relax." And then it kind of like dials back.
Do you think you'd be able to do this? Like, not all the nut stuff, but what about the
The
scene?
acting part.
Yes, and act like, oh yeah, I love little kids, and like when they meet in that hotel and stuff, and you had to be like, what do you like? And they say something in Spanish, and it didn't say it
They
on
were,
the
like,
screen.
fluent. Every person there was like fluent in
It'd
Spanish.
be tough to even act in there.
Oh yeah, I mean it would be gross.
Yeah.
I'd be like, 17 and a half. Please go closer.
Yeah, jeez. It was.
Yeah, I mean, it's gross.
It's gross. But they do this heist on the island, and then he hates that one guy. What was his name? Big Hoss or something? The boss.
Yeah, it's like Big Don.
Big
Don.
King or something. And so he calls the guys and he's like, "Hey, when you get on the island, don't arrest Big King. Arrest the rest of us.
Genius.
Walk him
Ooh,
off."
I
That
was
was
like, you're a
sick.
savage. And then
Yeah.
like his buddy, who's like, there's like three guys. There's Count of Monte Cristo, our main character. Then there's the guy that looks like Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
Did you think that looks just like Bert
An
Kreischer?
old one.
And then his buddy, who's like a cop. So his buddy, who's a cop, like pats Don Julio on the back. It's like, come on, man. And then like Count of Monte Cristo like looks at all the traffickers and is like, your boss set us up.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that was genius.
Yeah.
So
I would have just been like, boom, bitch.
yeah, they
You
saved
got
like
caught.
yeah, because they didn't even really need him anymore.
No, like they weren't gonna tell.
It
him
was a
anything
great
else.
idea.
No,
but-
no, they did. Well, the Count of Monte Cristo was in the room, but they got Scorpion out of that one guy who was real.
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah, but I
He
think that would
punched her in the
happen.
face.
Yeah. They say like 54 kids, and Rosia's not on there. The main character's name is Jim Caviezel, and he's the man.
He is the man.
He's the man. He's
By the
Count
end of
Monte
his, like-
Cristo. He's Passion of the Christ.
Oh, that's who you're talking about. I was talking about the guy he was playing. I think his name's Tim.
How about the guy that you said looks like Bert Kreischer
Yeah.
and his story?
It was pretty freaked
Pretty
up.
freaked up.
Also, it's like, oh, I saw this beautiful girl on a corner, 24, 25. She was 14.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you. That's a pretty big difference there,
She-
pal.
But this guy, his partner in this movie, I mean, he was still a good
He
guy.
turned into a good man.
He like worked in the cartel or something, worked for him. He's a white guy, but he works for the cartel. And then
got arrested.
he gets
Didn't
arrested, and when he
snitch.
comes out of prison, he jumps right back into his old lifestyle. And then he says that it doesn't feel the same, but he's still trying to like go back to his old ways. And he hires a prostitute, and he thought she was 24, and then she ended up being 14, and she'd been doing this since he
14 or
was
like
6.
15.
And he said, and once God calls you to do something, you can't turn away. And
Yeah.
so that
He
was
was
his
like-
story. Was pretty frigged.
He was like, I saw, she turned around for a second and I could see into her soul. And all I saw was darkness. And I was that darkness.
Yeah,
And then he I don't know if you would say he was a Christian, but he did a hell of a job.
yeah. The guy. I mean, I think he turned his life around,
Yeah, for sure.
and he ended up
He was
being.
responsible for at least 54 saves.
Yeah, he was beast. I mean, he turned out to be a good dude.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that happens. Well, then the guy has to. Before the heist on the beach, he was getting paid to be there. It was like part of his job, but then his boss was like, "This is costing way more than the 10 grand you told me. You know, you got to come home." And he's like, "I can't come home." He's like, "Your pension's 1 month away," and he's like, "Well, I quit." And
Yeah,
that's
see you later.
yeah. So he quits.
He really he wasn't gonna stop until he saved Russia. And the funny thing is, I mean, not that it's funny, but I'm certain about 15 other of those women on Cocaine Island were also brought over there the same way that Russia did. Maybe just like
yeah, for
10
sure.
years later, earlier.
He definitely had his eyes set on that one lady
Yeah, and
because
he
I
was
mean
like,
he
"I
saved
cannot."
54 people, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Like when he was doing this, I was like, there is no way this man is getting back. But I knew he did because I was like, it's a true story.
Well, I didn't know if he got back or not.
I thought he might have got shot dead on the boat. They saved Russia, drived off. He floated away in the boat, dead.
I
I'm
wrote
glad it
down
didn't
this
happen.
part. This is back when he was telling his boss that he has to do this mission, and he like lets one tear go, and he wipes it away like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty
The
gangster.
boss or
No, the main guy, he like
Yeah.
cries and he wipes his tear away really
the
fast.
beast?
I mean, I thought it was cool. It was like, I'm crying, but you didn't see that.
Nah, nothing to see here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they saved those kids, and then they're like Russia got sold to Scorpion. She's screwed. It's over. Like nobody goes past these national lines.
This
not
is the
even police
Colombian
officers.
mountains, and the cartel rules here, and no one's going down there.
Yeah, it's like something in Star Wars, like when those like dust guys.
Yeah.
And you go down the canal, and then all of a sudden there's 100 dust guys, and they're like, yip, 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 yip. You remember what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Obi-Wan
And
Kenobi?
you're murdered.
Yeah.
So I mean, so he goes down. He's like, well, I'm going because he knows that the girl's with Scorpion, who is the like king down there. And so they said, well, there's really no way to get down there. And then his partner was like,
Bert
well,
Kreischer.
yeah, Bert Kreischer's like, there's one way I hear that you can get down there. Sometimes they let in doctors if a disease is going around. So we can say there's a disease and then we'll
Start spreading the word because they're
Spreading the
giving those
word, yeah.
pamphlets out. I don't know how much that helped.
It probably didn't help that much, but at least they had some sort of backstory if they went
If it
around
did
and
help.
asked. Yeah,
But
yeah.
also, it was like when they get back on the boat after the escape, when they save Russia, one guy on the island like pulls up, like right where the boat docks. He pulls
Yeah.
up and starts shooting him right in the front of the
So they
windshield.
must have had guys over there too.
So they could have walkied because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
definitely walkied.
Yeah, they're probably like, yeah, we saw them here. They were talking about it.
Yeah, they were doctors.
So they pretend to be doctors, and they go on this boat down the river where no one goes. The Colombian police is like, I can't go with you. They won't let me. So they go there. They're pretending to be doctors. They immediately get stopped by the Colombian cartel and with guns in their face. And they're like, what the F are you doing here? And they're like, check their boat. And they're like, only one of you can come. So obviously the most beast guy, Tim Ballard, goes.
He had to go.
The other guy, Bert
was like,
Crusher, is
"Nope."
like, nope, I ain't going.
And honestly, Tim Ballard kind of looked at him for like a
Like,
second. Like,
hey, are
"Who's
you gonna go?
be?"
Yeah, Tim
He was like,
Ballard.
"Tim,
This
you
was
gotta go, bro."
this was your mission. To be fair, you know, like you started. This.
Even when like Bert Kreischer was like, "Nope," I was like, "That's fair."
Yeah, that's
He's
fair.
been
You
pushing-
said him. Bert Kreischer's guy.
I was almost like, "What is he doing on the boat?"
Yeah. He didn't really want to go in the first place. So when Tim looked at him like, you gonna go or me? And he's like, no,
No, absolutely not.
And let me just tell you, this would be probably one of the most shit your pants situations. If
Oh
if
my
you haven't
God.
seen it, I
Don't
kinda-
look at me. And they're all like just
They have
screaming
AKs pointed
Spanish,
at you.
AK pointed at your head. They
Won't let 'em
keep telling
look.
them to like lay down their head.
The place is so nuts too. So they pull them. They finally get back to their little camp, which I was thinking, these guys, how much money are you making? Like, what do you even get to do with it? You
Yeah,
just
guys
live in the
live in tents.
yeah, and like a little
shacks.
cabin, and
Yeah.
I mean, you're selling cocaine.
And a hammock.
The making of cocaine is nuts too.
Boy, yeah, a lot of feet. A lot of feet.
Yeah,
going to
and they
making
just
cocaine.
take the. What do they do? So they take these leaves off,
smash the
smash
leaves into
them.
something.
How does it get into that? I guess the liquid. They take the liquid out.
I imagine it's like how you can like turn cilantro into dried cilantro if you like put it in the oven and then blend it up.
I don't
It's
think
like
they
that.
use. I think
I
they
doubt
probably.
they use an oven. Maybe they dry it out somehow.
I bet they don't use the leaves after they mesh them. I bet they get the water.
You haven't
out.
seen Narcos?
I don't remember them making cocaine.
I never seen it, but I feel like they would have.
I've seen season 1.
Oh well.
And that's a good show. Maybe I'll watch that whole thing next.
So they take Tim Ballard
Yeah,
to the island, and he's like,
where he's gonna meet Scorpion, who has a scorpion tattoo.
right on his neck. I
Yeah.
wonder why they call him Scorpion. But yeah, he's like, all right, so here's the deal. Tim Ballard goes up to Scorpion and he's like, listen, boss, everybody here, we're checking for colic, we're checking for all these diseases. I feel like colic was one of them. He's like, and if we find someone, so his whole plan is he's gonna be like, yo, this
It was
little
a
girl's
genius
got
plan.
colic. We got to evacuate her. But then
He
Scorpion's
says
like,
evacuator.
no,
No, you just bring him to me. And so what it meant was,
I'll just kill him.
I'll just kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then he's like, all right, I guess plan B. And then he like finds Russia. At this point, it's so sad. These kids don't even know their names. He's
Yeah.
like, he has to say her full name and then like.
In front of everyone.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hold
The
on,
guy with the gun was right there too. After he turned and looked at him, I was like,
he was
that
there.
was too close.
Yeah. Also, like none of the other women inside of the cocaine
Batted an
stomping
eye.
pile. They were just like, nope, not my turn.
Yeah.
Like, you got caught at the DMV.
So he finally finds her after looking for her forever, and he has to rescue her
At
by
night.
yeah, at
And he's
night.
shining flashlights in all these people's faces. I'm like, that's not it either.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like if somebody did a flashlight into my eyes when I was sleeping, I guarantee I'd wake up.
If you're doing something like this, you're gonna have wicked faith in God, and you're just gonna have to be like,
Honestly,
this
like,
guy's got me because
I'll try my best, but this is
you're better. This is in your hands. If I fail and I die, then
I tried.
we're gonna have some words when I get up there.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, man. I just went there. I did everything you told me, and it was for nothing. But
Yeah,
anyways,
but so he goes into. It turns out Lucia has got her own little crash pad inside of Scorpion's like house.
yeah,
which is gross.
yeah.
But she's got her own little bedroom. He like rustles her awake, and she just goes bloody murder, starts screaming like crazy, and I'm
Which
like,
is nuts
I
because
get it, but shut up.
I don't really get it because why would she scream? You know,
I think it's like every like adult. I don't think like even
she probably
like,
didn't scream when she saw a scorpion.
no, and she was just like, oh shit, here we go again.
Yeah. So, anyways, she screams, and
Or she probably would have given
Scorpion's playing music at the fire,
killing it.
He
should have just stayed there.
Anyways, she screams, so Scorpion's like, I'm gonna go check on the girl, and then the guy hides under the bed, and then Scorpion comes in, and he's about to do bad stuff.
Terrible.
Yeah, and so then the guy, he kills him.
Yep.
Saves her.
Then it's an escape. It's like a Call of Duty. You gotta stay silent. At this point, I would have been like this if I was Tim Ballard. But there would have been a little bit of iffiness because they probably would have to have at least one guy with a gun if this were to be true.
Yeah.
But just like get past the camp, then start walking on the trail, and then be like, if anyone caught you, just be like, oh, this one's got colic. Scorpion told me to evacuate her.
No, but they would have found out Scorpion died.
And then they might have been like,
they would have radioed it in.
You know what?
What I would have done is I would have taken his gun and I would have shot that guy right by the boat.
True.
Because if you got rid of that guy,
it would take a long time.
Yeah.
And you'd only have to worry about the guy at the other side of the island.
I would have shot that guy. I probably would have grabbed his gun.
Yeah.
This guy, he just goes straight for the boat, which was smart.
But he didn't start the boat. He pushed it.
Yeah.
Genius.
Push it as far as long as you can, and then you hop in and take off.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure it happened, but I don't even know why his buddy was checking up on Scorpion so fast.
Thank God his friends were so close. I didn't realize they were going to be right there. I thought he was going to have to go like miles up the river.
Oh, yeah.
But they were like off to the side. I guess when they saw him moving, maybe they came closer.
No, they were in the same spot.
But that was clutch.
Yeah, so they get in the car. They have to avoid one more person, and then Russia is saved. She's in the hospital.
The front of that car must have been bulletproof.
No, windshield definitely went out.
Front
I don't know
windshield?
how anyone got not hit.
Yeah, because they're shooting
God's
AKs.
hands, because I mean they were like shot in the front, shot in the back. He was like covering the girl in the back, and then like everybody else is just pretty much like sitting straight up.
Yeah.
But
so they make it out.
She ends up seeing her dad in the hospital and her little brother. That could have been sadder, and I feel like that's when they should have ended the movie. But it started in like her.
But it did some of. You said you like when it tells where people are. It did some of that.
Yeah, but I would have liked to know where Bert Kreischer was.
I love when they do real footage.
Yeah, the real footage on the island was cool. I saw Gisele's face. I was like, "You bitch."
Yeah, she's
such a
bitch. She was like the Colombian. What's
Miss
it called?
America?
Miss Colombia.
Columbia America.
Miss Columbia America. She was Miss Columbia America, and she turned into this freaking bitch.
Yeah, and she like, I don't even remember seeing her like look like any sort of regret ever. The dudes, they never did, but this is a lady, more motherly.
She was just like, her to be like, man,
she had no soul left.
No, she was done. She sucked.
Bitch.
So yeah, they get reunited, and then you kind of find out about.
I would have liked to know what happened to all four of those people that they got arrested. Been like either like they served out their full sentence, or like they got Jeffrey Dahmered.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer got killed. That was you didn't see the end of Jeffrey Dahmer.
He gets killed in prison.
They're like cleaning they're cleaning this like weight room out, and he's got like a broom, and this like big black guy comes in, and like the whole Jeffrey Dahmer thing is like, it's like if anybody hates Jeffrey Dahmer, it should be like the African American community.
Yeah.
Because he really screwed them over.
Yeah.
So they're like talking, and then Jeffrey is like acting like casual. I'm like, dude, you are definitely about to die. And then he just got like walloped with dumbbells and stuff.
Damn.
Right in the side of the head.
How do you think they find out who people are in prison? I'd be curious.
Oh no, prison is not, especially Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, you know Jeffrey Dahmer. I get that because he was probably on TV.
Even a pedophile, there's a police officer telling the biggest, baddest guy he knows that guy sold kids.
Yeah.
And then that's it. The cops aren't telling anything to anyone.
Yeah.
And then they're marked. I also saw this video. It was like of this guy that's like real tatted up white guy, and he's talking about like his time in prison, and he had this cellmate, and he's like and like one of his like crew members, it might have been a gang, but I don't remember if he said gang. One of the people he like authority in prison like came up to him and was like, "Yo, he's jacketed, take care of him." So like they put these guys, some people that are like have like,
he's what?
Jacketed. Like they make them wear like a jacket, almost like giving them the symbol. So if you're wearing that jacket, they're like, "We know you did something with kids."
Why don't they take off the jacket?
I don't know, but that's what I heard. It could even be code for something else. But he was like, "Take care of him," and he was like, he like talked to the guy and he's like, yeah, I sold weed to like a couple of high schoolers. And so the guy goes back to the boss and he's like, yo, man, like I talked to him, like it wasn't like that. Like he sold weed to some high school kids. Like it wasn't like
Yeah.
really anything with kids. And he was like, he's jacketed, kill him. And that was it.
Did you have to kill him?
I don't remember the end of the story. I think he might not have, but then the other guys did, or they just beat the hell out of him or something.
Damn.
But oh well, I mean, you deserve it.
Well, was he bad or was he just a
Casual pot dealer. I don't know.
Ugh.
Yeah, true.
So that was the end. Well, when they go to the Colombian Mountain Cartel, that's like one of the best parts because it's so just like you're on edge. You're on the edge of your seat. And it's one of the most sketch places you can go. What do you think the sketchiest place you can go is? Like, if you had to deal with a group of people in particular, like, here's some I wrote down.
Oh, there's like
The Colombian Mountain Cartel, they're pretty high on the list. Because they look like they would just kill you if you walked in there on accident.
there's
you're
like
dead.
an island with like a group of like cannibalistic people still.
Okay, I have that. So I did like a crazy African tribe.
Yeah.
You know those
like,
people
those
that you see
stories
on like
about,
TV, and they're like,
Christian people going over there spreading the word of God, and then they end up getting like butchered in terrible ways.
wow, that's a terrible one.
I don't think people.
What about
do
the
that.
North Koreans?
That'd be bad.
That would be bad.
Yeah, I you can't blend in over there,
No.
and then like if you go over there, you're not coming back. Did you hear about? So this kid, this like young white kid, maybe he was like in his like
a couple years ago.
20s.
Yeah, he
but
just went there like to visit.
No, but then he like did something really dumb. It wasn't like dumb. I think there was like a poster or something up, and it's like everything's sacred. Like you have to have like Kim Jong-un in your like living room or something, like a picture of him and like his father or something. It's a whole like group of lists you have to follow in North Korea. So this kid like pulls down a poster or something. Maybe it was like something.
Oh my
like,
goodness!
Takes it off. They get him on footage, and then like they like torture him and like waterboard him and something to a point where he's like catatonic, and then they're like bring him home. Like America's like, you gotta give this kid back, and they're like, yeah, like we'll figure it out. And then like finally they were like, all right, we'll give him back. And then it was just like it was like a vegetable.
Is he alive?
No, he died.
Dang.
I think he had like some type of brain bleed or something.
Wow. So yeah, that sounds pretty bad.
He made it back to the U.S.
What about like the streets of Chicago and the sketch area where there's like all the drugs and there's 40 murders?
I mean, I'm not going there.
No.
It's like these are all just giving me like this like fat dude. I think he's dead now, but it was this like Cassius or something. This like big fat black comedian.
Yeah.
And he's like, white people, I don't know why you would do that anyways. Like, what, you don't want to be racist, so you walk down